to a brand new episode here on Britain's Farm. So, we're out in the Britain's tractor and the Britain sprayer, spraying a little bit of our weeds. And the most observant of you will realise very quickly that I'm not actually using the tram lines. And the reason I'm not using the tram lines is because, like a Wally, I forgot to make sure that this sprayer was 18 metres wide. Not a problem, I thought, when I came into game and saw what had happened, and I thought, not a problem. Giants editor we go, we'll just make the sprayer 18 metres wide. Well, that's normally a very, very easy fix, but for whatever reason with this sprayer, no matter what I do, when I save what I've done in Giants editor, come out into the game, the sprayer is still only spraying 12 metres, so it's left me with a little bit of a problem because I've now got tram lines drilled and I can't actually use the tram lines in any way because my sprayer's not wide enough. So we can still use the tram lines for fertilise, for fert spreading. It does mean that in order for me to not I mean, it's easy to kind of see where I'm due next with the weeds because we just follow the weeds, but in order for me to not miss any when I'm fertiliser spreading, then we're going to have to unfortunately keep our dry spreader and carry on spreading with the tram lines. So but yeah, so busy day today. As I say, we need to get these 3 fields sprayed and then we need to get them fertilised as well. I did contemplate maybe changing this sprayer for another sprayer that doesn't really look or feel authentic to the Britain's one, but it was something that I did sort of kind of consider because I can still make it blue and white, but I don't know, this sprayer just looks exactly how the Britain sprayer that I had was. The other thing that I kind of contemplated doing was getting the trail sprayer and use Britain's orange sprayer. I can't at this precise moment remember what brand of sprayer that was, but yeah, so that was another possibility. But as I say, I really do like this sprayer, and it just means that any future drilling we're going to have to drill to 12 metres or as close to 12 metres with a 4.5 metre drill as we can get, which I'm guessing is going to be 9 because the next one would be 13.5, and obviously that will be too wide again. Or I just keep it as it is and just use this for herbicide, which, you know, it's not the end of the world at the end of the day, but it would have just been nice to, you know, to the fact that we, you know, sort of drill the tram lines that our equipment would be able to fit. But yes, it was slightly annoying, but it's not the end of the world. So yeah, I'm not going to make you sit through me doing all of these fields. Just have a little bit of chat before we get on, because as I say, we're going to spray these 3 fields and then we are going to do some time lapse. I'm probably not actually going to get these 3 fields sprayed in this episode, just because I haven't got any spray, although I could go and fetch some. To be fair, so we'll probably have a trip out to the shop to get a couple of IBCs of herbicide, and we'll probably need a few bags of fert while we're up there as well. So we'll do that because I want to get autumn application of fertiliser on, and I want to get them herbicide. Now, in real life, I did do some spray. I wasn't I was qualified to spray. I had the licenses and everything, but it wasn't a job that I genuinely got. But I'm sure I can remember we used to put, and we probably didn't actually. I was going to say we could put fertilizer and herbicide on at the same time, but I'm not so sure you can actually. Like I say, I mean, you know, I've been sort of out, you know, sort of had to give up my job on the farm in 2016, and whilst I like to think that I have a great memory, unfortunately I'm getting older, and some of the things that I could once remember just like that, I'm no longer able to. So again, in real life you wouldn't go across the field like this, but this was the straightest edge that I had, so we'll go across like this, but you wouldn't do this. But until I can get the sprayer issue sorted out, then we haven't really got a great deal of choice. But yeah, so problems again down on Britain's farm. As I say, with the trout, I can't believe it's a 12-metre sprayer. As I say, we're drilling tram lines at 18 metres for our fertiliser spreader. I mean, there is a natural way that I can not get weeds at all, so I don't need the sprayer, and that's by ploughing. But I don't really want to, nor would you, plough every field every year. So it's sort of making the best of what I've got at the minute. Front tank has just emptied, I think. Or is that? No, that's the rear tank that's just emptied. The front tank is slightly bigger than the rear tank, but as long as I get this field done, I'm not too worried. As I say, we'll go in the teleporter then, and we'll fetch some fertiliser, and we'll also fetch 2 IBCs of herbicide. It should be enough this year. It should be more than enough for this year, to be fair. So that's what we'll do. But yeah, otherwise, apart from the sprayer issue, everything on the farm is looking absolutely fantastic. The cows are doing well. The sheep are doing well. We've got some wool that we can sell now, which is always good. So yeah, things, as I say, are looking really good. One thing that I do need to mention is I'm using a new microphone because there was quite a lot of echoing and funny noises in the videos with the other one, and eventually I kind of got persuaded by someone to try a new microphone. So I'm trying a new microphone. Bear in mind, I'm not computer minded, so setting these things up is not my forte. However, in the comments, if you could let me know if the sounds okay, if there's anything that you can suggest or don't like, or whatever in regards to the microphone, just let me know, and then we can either go back to the old one if people think that was okay. But as I say, there were some funny old noises in that old one. Actually, we'll keep them unfolded because we'll go down the tram line of this, down the headland tram line of this field, straight into that other field, which is fine. I mean, these could be doing with being done as well, but I don't know if when I re-drill them, whether or not they are going to regrow. Actually, this one doesn't look too bad. It's a pity as well. Ooh, we don't want to be doing tram lines. It looks a funny colour actually, doesn't it? I can't tell whether there's weeds in there or not. I mean, on some of the other crops that we're going to do, like sugar beet and stuff like that, we can use a hoe, because way back in the day I used to go to the Springfield Tractor Fair, which is on this April, if anyone's interested. The first Sunday in April usually. It might be the second Sunday this year though, because the first Sunday is Easter Sunday, so it might be the following week. But the Springfield Tractor Fair, brilliant place. Obviously, you know, it's just all models and tractors and dioramas and stuff like that. In quite a nice setting as well. There's nice gardens and stuff there that you can go and look around and what have you. But I used to go there with my dad, or sometimes my Uncle Dick. I used to go there and spend my pocket money on broken Britain's toys. And what I would do is I got a drag and I took, I think, every other tine out and turned that into a makeshift hoe. So back in the day I did have a hoe. As I say, it was the Britain's drag that I as I say, took the tines out of, or every other tine out of, and then and made a makeshift sugar beet hoe for it. Eventually my Uncle Dick managed to make me a much smarter one, but it did its job for the period that I needed it to do its job, so I can't grumble too much at it. I tell you what, we are going to have big trouble seeing the weeds in this field, because I can see them in the tram lines, okay, but I can't see them otherwise. This is going to be, what about if I'm in cab? Is that any easier to see? This is where it'd be handy to use the tram lines, wouldn't it? As I say, I did sort the sprayer out to be the normal, you know, to be the 18-meter width. Let's just try it. Let's just try it. I have tried it several times, but these things sometimes come back and have a way of working, don't they? When you least expect them to. Right, let's just stop that there and get out. It might be that that we're okay. Right, it's obviously got those weeds there. It's got those weeds there. Now, how far out the other side does that go? See, there's the boom of the sprayer. Obviously, we've got them there. Yeah, it's only literally taking the width of the sprayer. So that tram line is clearly near enough to there for it to still reach. Like I say, I just can't understand why that didn't work this time in Giant's Head. As it's never failed me before, but there's no way when we go in that other tram line that that's going to reach. But yeah, so any suggestions as well in the comments about how I can maybe do that and get this sprayer to actually reach 18 meters, because we can, you know, we can, as I say, widen the booms and widen the spray effect. That's no problem, and I've done as I always do it, but it just for whatever reason hasn't worked. So wow, this crop is difficult to see. I've got a feeling that we're going to have some weeds in this field when we come to harvest. It might actually be a better idea to see if I can get the weeds to go above the crop. You can sort of see where you've been, but it's not perfect. Oh, telegraph pole, darn it. That's because I'm not in the tram lines. Normally I would be following the tram lines, and I'm looking to the right of my screen all the time, trying to look where I've been, and completely forgot about the telegraph pole. So I apologise for that. But yeah, so anyway, I think what we're going to do is, without further ado, oh yeah, so as I was saying, just very quickly, please let me know about the microphone. whether the sound sounds good or whether it's bad or whatever, and then hopefully it's the tunnel microphone. So it's kind of an entry level microphone. Decided to sort of go with that. That may be too wide. Let's just stop and have a look. That might be too wide because I lost my bearings. I've lost where I was. Yeah, that's too wide. We need to go back to the tram line on this one. That should be okay. Go back though. Don't really want to be overlapping when you're spraying, but yeah. So if you could let me know, as I say, and then hopefully I can, make the adjustments or do what's necessary. And as I say in the comments, if you have any suggestions or any ideas or anything, that would be great too. Alright, normally, as you can see, I drilled the tram lines all the way around that island because I thought, well, it will be easier when I come to spray it. But now that I can't use the tram lines, I don't really want to leave where I am because I probably won't be able to find where I was. Right, we're on this tram line. We're going to run out anyway. By the time we get to the end of the field, there's not quite going to be enough in here to get to the end. Should miss that one, yep. The problem, of course, with leaving the weeds in this field to try and race above the crop is that the crop will keep with it, because that's just how Giants' growth system work. So yeah, the weeds will keep with it, unfortunately. Never mind, I'm sure we'll manage. Anyway, time-lapse time. So you can enjoy some music, and we'll meet again when we're nearly got the fertilizing finished. So I'll see you in a bit. How are we all doing? As you can see, it's going pretty well, this fertilising. To be fair, the spraying went okay. Just couldn't see very much of where I was supposed to be in the mustard field there, but I think the crops are looking nice and green. As I say, it's important, especially on rape, to get that autumn fert in, just to basically give it a kick to get it away from the ground. That's what you don't want is over winter and then in the springtime you don't want the rape still close to the ground, because you'll get like I think it's called weaving beetle that will basically eat the rape from inside out. If you can get it away from the ground, that becomes less of a problem. And not only that as well, you tend to, or this is what I've been what I learned on the farm, was that you get significantly less frost damage as well if the crop is away from the ground a little bit. So it's important to get that autumn fert on, as I say, just to give the crop the boost to get it away from the ground. So I'm pleased that we've got it on. I'm pleased that it stayed dry. We had a little bit of rain last night, but nothing to write home to mum about. As it rained for a couple of hours on the game, and it was a steady rain, so it was, as I say, nothing. It's just made these tram lines a little bit darker than they otherwise would have been, because they were bone dry, so we needed the rain. So I didn't mind too much that it did rain before we did it. We could do now that we've done it, we could do with a drop of rain now just to wash that in, and that'll do an even better job then. But having put herbicide on, I mean, the rain wouldn't hurt that either, but with herbicide on, we don't want a huge amount of rain. But I don't, if I remember correctly, force of habit, but when I come onto the game, I always check the weather forecast for the day. And I don't think it talked of any rain, so it's not a huge problem, as I say. But we'll leave this in the yard. And then just very quickly, you probably saw there on the time lapse, I had a quick look at the chickens. Their feed is slowly going down, so we're going to have to, we're soon going to have to go and feed them. But if we come up to, we just have a quick look at the cows, just make sure they're okay. Just make sure they've got water, make sure they've got food. And then once that's done, we'll probably leave this episode here for today. And then when we come back next time, we will need to start with the ploughing. We've got some wheat to drill as well, so because obviously we need the wheat for the chickens. So these two fields here, I've decided, are going to be wheat, and then the rest of the fields up at our farm are going to be, I've not quite decided what they are going to be yet in the spring, but oats most probably. Cows are feeding, water's good, feed's good, health is 44%, so that's coming up, that's good. So yeah, all is looking good. Keep feeding, my friend, keep fattening yourself up. Because it'll only be another year and you'll be going on holiday. And the holiday will be so good you won't want to come home. But yeah, so hay looking good. We're going to do some more hay as well before the winter really does come in and before autumn comes out. We've got all this grass now to go at, so we're going to be doing some more hay. I wouldn't mind some silage as well, but I've not really decided about that because we've quite a bit of expense to come with silage, because what we would need to do is, I think the silage pit would go here somewhere. So sort of my plan would be this. I don't know whether I've still got it yet, so this would be my sort of plan. The problem with this is, there we go. it's quite big, and it would shut that yard up terribly. I mean, at a push, we couldn't even have it there. Well, I suppose we could get rid of the tree. Let's have a look at that. Yeah, we could get rid of the tree, I suppose. Put it there. But again, so that kind of leaves us with that problem. I mean, we could go for a slightly smaller one. So it's more money, but would fit in better with the farm. We could even have it there and put the farm entrance the other side. So that's my sort of dilemma at the moment with the silage. Is, as I say, back in the mid to late 80s, Britons didn't do a bale wrapper, so I can't do silage that way. So I'd have to do it with a bunker. But it's whether or not we can whether or not we can do it that way. I mean, these are slightly cheaper, I guess. Could have it there. Actually, could have it there. Because that way there would be an in and an out then. That's not unreasonable to think that we could have it there. I don't know. Anyway, I'd have to think about it. Say I'm umming and ahhing. I'm not sure, but this area would be perfect for it. But as I say, I'm really not sure at the moment whether or not that's what we're going to go for. I mean, we could take the sheds down if we really wanted to, but I don't think Richard will be keen on that, and I don't want the work of knocking them down, so we won't be suggesting that. I mean, it could be that we even put the silage clamp on our farm and just carry the silage up, but you know, at the moment we're a bit tight on space as well. But yeah, anyway, that's going to be it for today's episode. Thank you ever so much for joining me. Thank you for all the continued support. If you haven't done already, please like and subscribe. Comment as well. If the microphone's good, let me know. If the microphone's bad, let me know. And I will see you in the next episode of Britain's Farm. Thank you very much. Bye for now.